Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome back to our Arabic class. We're doing the Medina Arabic course book 1, and tonight inshallah ta'ala, hopefully we can end this lesson continuing on here from page 102. So maybe we can manage to do this little bit tonight. We're not going to go too far or have too long of a class, so like I say, hopefully we can finish it. With load shedding and running of my data, I thought let's just do a quick class and see how far we can go. So let us begin. Bismillah walhamdulillah wa salatu wassalamu ala rasulillahi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man wala. So we're doing from number 4. He says حول المبتدأ في كل من الجمل الآتية إلى مثنى. He says that change the mubtada in each of the following sentences to the dual form. And you can see the example which I gave last week. مثال هذا كتاب هذان كتابان. So this is a book. هذا becomes هذان, كتاب becomes كتابان, dual. Singular, dual, plural, like it always goes, but except, okay, we did the plural form when it comes to غير عاقل, but nonetheless, so dual form works in a dual form. So هذا قلم, this is a pen. Now I gave this as homework last week, so if anybody does know the answers, you're welcome to send it in. Otherwise, if not, I will carry on and give the answers. So هذا قلم, singular form. هذان قلمان. These are 2 pens. Number 2, because that was the example, so it doesn't count. So number 2, هذه مسطرة. هذه مسطرة. But now the reason why, number 2, he gave you nothing. He gave you a blank line for the simple reason that, the what you call a thing, the word hada becomes hadani, but hadihi is feminine, so he gives you this word just to teach you one time. The feminine dual form of the word hadihi is hatani. Hada, hadani, hadihi, hatani. Simple, hadani, hatani. Simple to remember. So hatani mistaratani. Hatani mistaratani. Hadihi mistaratun. This is a ruler, as in ruler and pencil, stationary ruler, not a king ruler, not that type of ruler. So hadihi mistaratun. This is a ruler. Hatani mistaratani. These are 2 rulers. That's the end of page 102. Moving on to page 103. Starting from number 3. Hada talibun. This is a student, male student. هذان طالبان. These are 2 male students. هذه طالبة. This is a female student. هاتان طالبتان. These are 2 female students. هذا الرجل مدرس. هذا الرجل مدرس. هذان الرجلان مدرسان. All it is, dual form is a ani. So هذان رجلان, but الرجلان. هذان الرجلان مدرس مدرسان. هذان الرجلان مدرسان. These 2 men are 2 male teachers. هذا الطالب من الهند. هذا الطالب من الهند. هذان الطالبان من الهند. Because they both coming from India, so India is not going to change to become dual form, because both of them are coming from the same place. So that is singular. But هذان الطالبان, this is what is changing. This is the mubtada. هذان الطالبان من الهند. These 2 students are from India. هذه الساعة من اليابان. هاتان الساعتان من اليابان. Lots of anis around here. So Yaban is not dual form. Yaban is Japan. So هاتان الساعتان من اليابان. These 2 watches or clocks are from Japan. هذه السيارة للمدير. This car belongs to the principal. هاتان السيارتان للمدير. These 2 cars belong to the principal. So simply showing that when you have the mubtada, the beginning of the sentence over here, so to speak, and then obviously the rest is the khabar, but we'll come to that at the later stage, inshallah. But nonetheless, so هذه السيارة, this car, للمدير, belongs to the principal. هاتان السيارتان للمدير. At the end of the day, they're both belonging to the same person, same thing, same whatever. So that part is not being changed. It is the subject matter that we are discussing here, this is what changes. So liman hadha al-miftahu, who does this key belong to? Liman hadhani al-miftahani. You can see dual form is the easiest of easy things. All you basically are just doing every time is putting ani, and more ani. So liman hadha al-miftahu, liman hadhani al-miftahani. Who do these two keys belong to? And the last one over here, number 10, liman hadhihi al-mil'aqatu. Who does the spoon belong to? Your chamcha. Who does your chamcha belong to? Liman hatani al-mil'aqatani. To whom do these two spoons belong to? You know, your door chamchas, your two chamchas you've got over there, who do the chamchas belong to? And that's the end of number 10, exercise number 4. Moving on to exercise number 5, he says, اقرأ الكلمات الآتية واكتبها مع ضبط أواخرها. Read the following words and write them, putting the correct haraka on the endings, in other words. So, kalbani. Kind of like Adil al-Kalbani, you know, from Saudi over there. So, kalbani. Not that his meaning is a double dog, but you know, kalbani, two dogs, maktabani, two desks, qamisani, two shirts, two kurtas, akhawani, two brothers, mindilani, we did the word mindilun before, mindilani, two handkerchiefs, mistaratani, we just did it above, two rulers, as in your stationary ruler, not your king, president type ruler, not that ruler. Ukhtani, two sisters. Imra'atani, two women. So he's saying, write it, understand it. It's simple, it's straightforward. Moving on to exercise number 6. He said, ثني الكلمات الآتية. Turn the following words into the dual form. So you have the principle in front of you. It's the easiest thing in the world to make it dual. So all of these are singulars that is given you here. You must just change it to dual form. So sayaratun. So when it comes to making a singular feminine word into dual form, sayaratun, all you do, you turn this ta into a big ta. So sayaratun with that ta, sayaratani, you bring the ani. The word as is, small ta becomes a big ta and ani gets added on. Simple, straightforward. Sayyaratun, sayyaratani. Tabibatun, tabibatani. Same thing. Ta is changing to a big one and ani is coming on. The ani, ani, all of them. Then masculine forms are even more straightforward. You've got waladun, waladani. Nothing has to change in a masculine form where like the ta marbuta here. Here you're just taking waladun, you take ani, you put ani next to walad, and you've got waladani. You've got two boys. Then you've got lughatun. Lughatun means a language. So sayaratun, a car, sayaratani, two cars. Tabibatun, a female doctor. Tabibatani, two female doctors. Waladun, a boy. Waladani, two boys. Lughatun, a language. Lughatani, two languages. Sadiqun, a friend. Sadiqani, two friends. Tajirun, a businessman, a shopkeeper. Call him what you want to, a trader. Tajirun, tajirani, two traders. Mil'aqatun, a spoon. Mil'aqatani, two spoons. Mudarrisun, a teacher. Mudarrisani, two teachers. Babun, a door. Babani, two doors. Ismun, a name. Ismani, ismani, two names. Hadha, singular form, this. Hadani, these two. Hadihi, feminine form. Hatani, these two, feminine things. And that's the end of page 103. Moving on to the last page of the lesson, he says, Al-Kalimatul Jadidatu, the new words. So now he gives you the words that we did in the lesson, which we hadn't touched upon in a previous lesson. So he says, Kam, which means how many? Al-Aidu, as you know, Eid itself. So, Al-Ajalatu, Al-Ajalatu means a tire, a wheel. Jim is an abbreviation which stands for Jama', which in English you would say plural. So you would have a P abbreviation in English, plural, or PL, whichever abbreviation form you want to use. So in Arabic, it's the Jim stands for that, which simply means Jama', singular, Jama'. So al-ajalatu, the tire, the wheel, ajalatun, ajalatun, the tires. Now, here we're not saying ajalatun, ajalatani. We're not saying ajalatani. We're not using the dual form. We're using the plural form. So jim is for jama', which is 3 or more. Dual is only 2. So he's just simply giving you the singular and the dual forms. So al-ajalatu, the tire, ajalatun, like muslimatun, mu'minatun, qanitatun, ta'ibatun. Take your pick, all four following the same pattern, plural form. So ajalatun, which means wheels. Al-hayyu, al-hayyu, the living or a person who is alive. The jama' plural form is ahya'un, ahya'un. Hayyun, ahya'un. Living, one living person, many living people. Riyalu, riyalu, as in the Saudi Arabian currency, riyals when you go over there. So riyalu, the riyal, I think the currency. Riyalatun, 5 riyals. If you want to go say riyalatun, we would say in English rands, if you were using rands, or rials, as you would say in English at least. So riyalatun is the plural form, meaning many rials. Ar-raka'atu. Raka'a refers here to a raka'a of salah, because that's where we use this word in the lesson in any case. So a raka'a of salah, and the plural is raka'atun. Raka'atun. Rak'atun, rak'atun, with a fatha, with a sakin on the kaf in the singular form. Rak'atani, when you make it dual form. Only in the plural form does the whole pattern change, and the sakin now becomes a fatha. So it's not rak'atun, it is raka'atun. So rak'atun, rak'atani, raka'atun, which means many raka'at. Arba'u raka'atin, 4 raka'at salah, like that. And then the last one, al-mistaratu, the ruler, jama' masatiru. Al-mistaratu, mistaratani, masatiru. The ruler, 2 rulers, and the rulers, or rulers, a whole lot of them laying around there, different shapes and sizes and whatever, but masatiru is the plural form. Don't worry about the fact that it's changed, it got to a whole new word that you don't recognize. We had briefly touched upon some of the types of plurals before in the past. So if you are unaware of why it's looking like this, I would suggest you go back to the YouTube channel, Darul Ilm on YouTube, Darul Ilm channel, and you can go there under the playlist, Medina Arabic course, or at least I should say it's called Arabic class, and you can go inside there and you go through for the latter part of the classes actually got names for what the classes are, so it's easier to identify and work your way around, and then you can just see the one which deals with different types of plurals if you want to refresh your knowledge on this. But otherwise, that being said, we end the lesson on this point here. It's the end of page 104. It's the end of lesson number 18. So we end here for tonight. We're not going to start the new lesson. Like I say, running under load shedding means we're going to do a slightly shorter class than usual. So that being said, we end on this point here for tonight, inshallah ta'ala. It gives you some time to do revision, go over everything you don't know and that you haven't seen before. Like I say, if you literally were to join the lesson just today and you don't know a bicycle from a doorknob, all you have to go and do is go to the YouTube channel, watch it from lesson number 1 right through till where we are here on lesson 57 tonight, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it will take you quite some time, but anyway, we're only doing our next class next week, Wednesday, inshallah ta'ala. But anyway, it will give you sufficient time to go through everything, and if you are able to catch up from the audios on there, you'll be able to understand everything that's going on, inshallah. But that being said, we end in on this point for tonight, inshallah ta'ala. Next week, we can continue on from lesson number 19. But that being that's for another time. For tonight, inshallah ta'ala, we end the year and we say, وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد سبحان الله وبحمده سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.